Hello, 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 everyone. I am starting this a little early so we get time for Chere to join us. Getting set up. I know. We gotta have our lights on and have everything correct. The last part is I do want my, trying to decide, what do I want? I want something to put this on. Let me do that. I hope y'all are having fun. Thank you so much for being here. If you're joining live, could you put the words no. Put an emoji down below. Just say hey. And Facebook tells me that we're going live on our group and on the in the event. So hey, if you are here live, if you could put an emoji down just to say hello, that would be amazing. I see. Oh, it looks like I am live. I'm gonna mute this. Hopefully. No, yeah, there we go. And that way I can see your comments. So if y'all are here and you have a comment or a question, please put it down below. I love it. I'm just waiting for Chere to hop on. Hopefully she is coming. I'll see if I can get her in here. Come on, Chere. No, not viewers. Okay. All right. I'm a little early, so no worries, y'all. I hope that you had a really great start to your week. I love that you can see my face, which is awesome. And if any of you know anything about the Bay Area, we're having the May Gray. So I know our Pacific Northwest friends are dealing with the heat. You're having summer already, and we are here in the gray. So I'm explaining my cozy, right? So it's chilly in the morning, and I'm explaining the cozy. Looks like we've got one person on. Is it Chere? I don't know. Maybe. I hope y'all are having a wonderful morning, though. So last night I got to go to the port ride over here in the Port of Oakland, affectionately known as the Poo Ride, P-O-O. But yeah, okay, so I'm trying to see who is actually here, and I don't know where, let's see. All right, well, I'm just gonna keep waiting, and no comments. We had one person live. Chere, if it's you, type in the comments. I've invited you. Hopefully you see a, yep, hopefully you see a thing. Chere says no results, so I don't know. I see Maddie's here. Hey, Maddie. And yes, so we're just waiting for our guest to show up. Special guest, come on in. It is you. I see you. Do you see a button that you can, because I've invited you. Yay, there you are. Finally. Accept. Awesome. Welcome. Dun. All right. Chere, welcome. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yay. Uh-oh. Oh, woo. All right. Fantastic. Well, welcome. Thanks for coming on board. We got Maddie in the house. Hey, Maddie, thanks for coming on. I see you. And if anyone else, we've got a bunch of people here now. So if you are here, drop an emoji below just to say hi. I can give you a shout out. Chere, welcome. So Chere, tell the folks, where are you coming from? What area are you in?
Well, I'm in far Northern California, Humboldt County. So like real Northern California, not the Bay Area.
The fake Northern.
Yeah. Northern. Cracks me up because that's obviously Central California, but
it is, yeah.
We won't go.
Yeah. Awesome. And Chere, now we're going to talk a little bit about like what you're training for, which I'm super excited to talk about. But I wanted to can you tell folks, this is so funny. I'm watching myself replay, y'all, and I'm like trying to get farther back because I look really far forward. Anyway, on my computer and on my phone, I look good. All right. And so do you, Chere.
Well,
so, Chere, are you still working? Are you working full time?
Oh, I work double time. Yeah, I own a medical and I'm a doctor, so my days off are never my days off. But
right.
Yeah.
and then you add cycling on top of that. So Chere is all in, y'all. Oh man. So Chere, tell us a little about what you were doing, and you could even mention what you and Jill were doing before you came on board with our what was then called the Forgotten Athlete Success System.
Yeah, so Jill and I, and Jill's here. Hi, Jill.
Hi,
So
Jill.
we were training for our first big touring event. We had done one short like introduction to tour to figure out what we were supposed to do. And we were training for the Selkirk ride in Canada, which was 2 weeks and over 400 miles, over 23,000 feet in elevation. We were carrying all of our own gear. So it was quite the thing, and we were very excited for it. And we were also like freaking out about our training. And so we were just riding ourselves to exhaustion, literally. We kept thinking, we're going to be riding all these days in a row, so we have to do that. So we'd load our bikes up and ride every hill we could find in Humboldt County, which is a lot of hills, and as kind us as we could. And, you know, we were just exhausted. We're like, oh my God, how are we going to do this if we can just barely do this a few days in a row? And then ironically, or amazingly, serendipitously, one of my other Facebook groups, because I'm in several like 60 plus female writer, whatever groups, and they said, oh, you should check out Marissa Axel at Confidence Cycling Collective. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I went in there and I started seeing your stuff with training and recovery. And Jill and I was, what's this about recovery?
What? Yeah.
Learn about recovery. But we were scared to death. If we took a day off, we'd lose everything we were supposed to do. I mean, it's kind of funny. We were so lost. We were just like, okay, we're just going to do it.
That's a good point. It's like, you don't know what you don't know. So you just go on what everybody tells you, right? Or like the culture is like more, better, longer, right?
Yeah, of course. About that same time, Jill had discovered Stacy Sims, right? And so, you know, all the information we were listening to, Huberman, all of these different people, they were like, train, and long rides and all this stuff, which is not meant for women our age. And so then I saw you had this free recovery workshop introduction, and Jill and I were on it, and we're like, oh, we've got to talk to this woman. And so then we had our little introduction, and I think that was like less than a week or a week before our trip. And I'm like, what can we do to train? And I'll never forget, you said, oh honey, that horse has already left the bar.
Yes.
It cracked me up because, yeah, what are we going to do? And, you know, I got through the ride fine. But part of my problem with training is that, you know, all winter goes on and I'm just not riding. I used to ride, you know, commute to work on my bike, which was great, but not really training.
Yeah.
A whole winters would go by, and then like April would come by and it's like, oh, darn, we have to start training for this trip in 3 months, right? And so you're just like pedal to the metal, trying to get out there. And it was so stressful. And I just have to say that so I started working with you literally
like you got back. Yeah.
Our trip in July and August 1st, we were on board with you. Jill and I were both like we were actually signing up and filling out your information form on the drive to Idaho, which was our starting point from Canada. So we were all on board, wishing we had a little bit more information beforehand.
Right.
And where was I going with that? So then we started training August 1st with you, and I have been with you since then. And it's been amazing, feeling so strong and getting stronger all winter long, knowing that, oh yeah, I have these trips that I'm doing and I'm going to be prepared, right? Without like,
what's like been maybe your top 1 or top 3, I don't know, like realizations of being able to ride through the winter? I just feel like people assume that when you ride through the winter, you're like putting on heavy clothes and riding through the snow. What did you do?
Well, when I was commuting or training this last year?
This last year with us.
Here, it was interesting, not a whole lot of rides outside, right? So I have a Peloton, thank you, Jill. And so with the training that you set up for me, it was weight training, lifting that heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of squats, lots of core stuff. And I already did I already did reformer Pilates. I've been doing that for years for rehab for my back surgery. So I had a pretty strong core, but pretty weak. Amazingly weak. I didn't realize how weak. And so I could adapt your workouts that were either, meant for outdoors, or I could just easily plug it into the Peloton. So it could be pouring rain outside and windy and cold, and I could be on my bike and just training, and I could be consistent.
Yeah. And you got to train with Jill because you guys ride together. Yeah.
Jill, which was fabulous. We would, she has a Peloton. We'd log in every morning and say, okay, we're on the ride, and we do the ride quote together. Yeah. And, we could bitch and moan and complain and say, oh, she's killing us, and then move on through our day and feel really great and strong that we did it. Right.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Yeah, it's been amazing. And I have to say, having the accountability is, I have never worked with a coach before. Never did sports in school, never had a coach. And I just find the whole experience fabulous and amazing. And I love it so much. I love the feedback you give me. I love being able to complain to you. I love being able to say, hey, I'm sure you're tired of all this, but hey, I'm traveling this weekend. What can I do?
It's fast. It's fantastic. It's like, I'm also an athlete, so I can absolutely commiserate with you. Like, this hill one more time, and I'm like, yep, I know. It sucks. But Jill, Chere and Jill, you guys have been riding together. So what's like been the best like outcome of all of the work that you've been doing coming on to a year now? Like what one or two things? I always say when you say the best, you're like, but like what comes to mind when you think of a result you've had on the road or on the Peloton? Like you've done several like really exciting to me events, whether they're on the Peloton or outside, so what's one of the bigger or two, things that has happened since you've been riding with us?
So a couple of things. So one, there's this hill locally. Again, we have a lot of hills, but the one hill that Jill and I have trained on before, I call it my nemesis hill. Some of you might be familiar with that, and me calling it that. And, it goes from, like very quickly into a 5% up to a 10% grade. And we timed it this last time. It takes a good 10 minutes to get up. So it's probably about a mile. And, last year when we were training, I would literally have to stop, use my inhaler, and then head back up. And this time I've been able to just, once I got back out on my bike again, so that wasn't until March or something, and I started hitting that hill, and it's like, I can do this hill, and I feel stronger, and I'm not breathless, and I'm recovering quicker. My cadence is quicker. Haven't done it loaded yet, but frequently I'm going up at such a slow cadence. It's like if you blew on me, I'd fall over. I was like, I did it upright, but barely. And
like the last time you did it like 4 times in a row, as I recall.
Last time I did it, I think we did it 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
It was that crazy climb. So 3 minutes up and down, 3 minutes up and down. So we did that 3 times, and then 2 to the top of the hill, and just rapid succession. The last time we were just pummeled by hail and wind and rain as we were coming down. It was like, this hurts. I want to get out of this. But we finished at 6. I guess Jill said it was 4 2. Yeah.
I love it. 6. You're like, I did it 6 dang times. And the weather horrible on the way down. I'm glad you were safe.
And it was be clear. I was looking at my thing because I was trying to make excuses not to go that morning. I'm like, oh, maybe it's going to rain. It's like, oh no, it's going to be sunny by that time. I'm like, not sunny.
Everyone's giving you hearts on that. That's awesome. Quick shout out to Deborah and Jill watching. Thank you guys. Thank y'all. I love it. So, I just can't say like what a pleasure it is to be able to coach somebody so coachable and just excited to put what we talk about into action, whether it's on your Peloton or working out in a cemetery outside. I have to share a funny anecdote where Jill's like, I keep saying Jill because she's in my head over here.
That's okay.
Chere is like, I have to slam something. My house is going to fall apart. I can't do that. And I was like, maybe you could go outside. Like maybe you have a concrete driveway. And so next thing I know, there's a video of Chere working out out in her front yard in the cemetery with all of the concrete around. So I just love being able to like have that feedback, because that's what makes a really great athlete, is not just you're going out and doing it, but also sharing how it's going. And so it's been a really great opportunity to, you know, build up kind of a relationship, right? Coaching and athlete relationship where you can lean on me and cuss me out and whatever you want to, right? I'm always like, swearing makes you work harder. So, and then come back and be like, how was it? What did I do? So
Yeah.
I love it. So can you give us a quick glimpse on what you're training for right now?
Oh, so a couple of things. Well, actually 3 rides. One I don't know that you're aware of yet.
No surprise there.
So in 2 weeks, Memorial Day weekend, I am doing a century on pace on Saturday. And then the following day, I'm doing a 75-mile gravel ride, which will be my first gravel ride, because although I was supposed to train on a gravel ride for 4.5 hours last weekend, I don't know where 4.5 hours of gravel riding would be here. So I just did a usual 4.5, 5-hour ride. And then in mid-July, I am doing a gravel ride, the Great Divide in Montana. So that'll be 2 weeks, fully packed, self-contained again. So that's really exciting. I just got all my information yesterday for that. And then there's a ride that I'm going to be doing in September. Jill and a friend of hers is doing Washington and Oregon coast. And I just swore I would never do the Oregon coast again, because I was almost killed on it a couple of years ago. And it gives me PTSD. So what I'm going to do, it's kind of funny, is I'm going to ghost their ride. And because like, what's preventing me from just, showing up about basically the same ride. So it's going from the Canadian border down like through the islands, Port Townsend, and kind of working its way over to the coast. I'm going to take a few extra days and add the San Juan Islands to it. That close and not do it. So that's kind of that extra thing. I'm kind of figuring at that point it'll be a breeze, because I will have gone I will have done the Great Divide. But,
yeah, I know you'll have all of that in your legs. You'll have all that knowledge too. So that's exciting. And that's in August, you said?
That's in September. So August, there's like nothing planned.
Well,
so
I know. We'll talk about what to do after the big tour in Montana. But well, I am just so excited. Everyone, we had like 10 people on, 11 people on all at once, and other people are going to watch this today, which is exciting. But I can't say thank you enough for just being, again, like having big goals and not like being not afraid to pursue them, you know, breaking them down day by day, stacking those goals, and just finding a way to get it done, whether it's indoor rides, focusing on strength training, and realizing that what we thought we knew, just going longer, and being more exhausted, was maybe there was a better way. And you went out and found it, which I love. So that, you know, like all our athletes here, like when they're coming in, we just have to have a big ass goal and be willing to be coachable and think about training in a different way, because for whatever reason, we're all stuck in this. And I think it's kind of our culture in the United States of like being busy and being like productive, that we think we have to push. And it's just, you know, we're pushing ourselves and grinding into a pulp. So I'm so glad that you took the opportunity to come to that class. And I think it's so ironic, because we're doing a kind of a reprise of that class this summer, basically, about recovery and training. And that's the missing piece a lot of people struggle with, is recovery. I just love it.
And correct training. And I have to add a couple quick things. An amazing bonus is the way my arms look these days from lifting weights. It's like, that's awesome. I actually have some definition in my arms. And feeling so strong. I'm 62 years old. So feeling strong and like, I'm going to ride into my 80s at this point. I just don't see any reason not to. And if I can really quickly, I noticed a couple of people had said, you know, what's this about the Oregon coast? Was it traffic?
I just saw that too. Go ahead.
Definitely it was traffic. It was summer months, people in RVs pulling cars, passing us on crazy, stupid places. Like, really, I can't see around the turn. Why are you passing me around this turn? And then this big box truck came up next to me, and I had my panniers on and no shoulder, like 6 inches of shoulder. And then I don't know if people are familiar, but they have this in a lot of places on the Highway 1 coast. There's this maybe 2-foot stone wall, and then you have this beautiful view of the ocean below you. Literally, that was it, like 1,000 feet below. And this truck, I don't know how he missed me. It was inches, literally inches that he passed me. And Jill was behind me. I let out a blood-curdling scream. It was the scariest moment of my life, and I just can't see myself ever doing Highway 1 again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm with you. I hear you. It's scary. Yeah.
and remember, it's not going to be, it's past Labor Day, so it won't be quite so bad. I every time I think about it, I get heart palpitations. So
yeah, PTSD, like you said, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely PTSD. So I'm taking the wider road up in Washington, going over some ferries. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. Yeah.
And Margaret had a question of which program did you do? So she did the same one you did, Margaret, the Forgotten Athlete Success System, which we have rebranded. We just call it a little more succinctly the Cycling Success System Beyond the Pause. So we're really talking about women over 40, 50, 60, focusing on how we need to train. And honestly, I just think of it as like the rules of endurance riding and training have changed for us, and just what do we need to do? Margaret just got done riding the length of Africa, the Cairo to Cape Town ride. So yeah, and then, Mary Kay was like, yeah, OMG. What was that?
That's on my bucket list. That just,
well, maybe you guys should hang out and ride together. Margaret's here in Berkeley area, so you can come down and, anyways, we love it.
I have my bucket scheduled. I'll let you know about that, but that's in June in a few weeks. So.
Oh, good. Yeah, please let me know. That'll be awesome.
That'll work out.
So excited. What was that? Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna wrap it up, y'all. I don't have any other questions. Mary Kay, thanks for your questions, and Margaret too. I do have to say, we have our masterclass on Thursday, so if y'all have questions about recovery, you can come to it. And thank you so much to Chere for sharing her story. I really appreciate you. And we're gonna talk to Margaret on Friday. So if you guys want to tune in for that, I think it's at 10:30 Pacific. But these will always stay in our group, so anyone can come back and come back to it. So yay. If you're watching this later, just drop a little hashtag team replay so we can ask you what you thought of it, or any questions, answer any questions you had. And I really appreciate you coming on, Chere. This was super fun.
It was super fun. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, keep going at it and let me know more about travels. I know this weekend we have to update, so.
Yeah. I can switch things around, but if you want to add in a couple of IRLs for me, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do that. Okay. All right.
So much.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.